Hi, good morning. Welcome back to another Tony Montana video. I'm gonna try to make the video I tried making yesterday, but I had that issue with the rat. Um, anyway, this is going to be kind of a clarification of my uh, direct Sons of Mayday video that I made. I had a couple of messages and a phone call regarding that, and there was a confusion when I mentioned Hunch, Grand Champion Hunch. Remember that video? If you haven't watched that video, go ahead and watch it. It's called "The Truth Behind the Direct Sons of Mayday" or something like that. Is the title of the video. And I was trying to. My intention was to make you understand that Direct Son of Mayday is something that a lot of people are using today, just to capture your attention, capture your interest. And I was going about and saying, don't get confused by people that say, hey, a direct son of Mayday DNA profile. That's the DNA profile. I always said it's a good idea, but a DNA profile cannot tell you who the parents were if those parents, those individuals you think are the parents, were not DNA profile themselves. That was the gist of my email. Excuse me, my video. The telling you that do not get confused when they say DNA profile, son of Mayday. Mayday was not DNA profile, so you cannot verify that that dog, whoever was DNA profile, was actually a son of Mayday just by that by the DNA profile itself. And I was saying that there are a couple of people, or the people selling frozen semen and label them as, oh, direct sons of Mayday. Get it now. And I go and say, you have to be careful. There's a lot of charlatans out there, a lot of puppy peddlers, and a lot of semen sellers that have dogs that are registered as sons of Mayday. We all know that there's a lot of dogs that are supposed to be sons of Mayday that are not really sons of Mayday. So that is one of the things I'm saying, that you have to be very careful not to just go by that. And I mentioned, and I said, if you have a dog like Hunch, I could have mentioned Barracuda, I could have mentioned Luke Kane, I could have mentioned other dogs that actually have a legacy of their own, have a mark. They made a mark of their own. Those are different than a dog that is supposedly a son of Mayday, but did nothing in its life. That it showed nothing. It was proven to be nothing. Basically, it was just there for as a son of Mayday, but the dog or the dogs never proved to be anything other than a dog. Okay, so that is why I mentioned Hunch. Hunch, if I said, if a big if he wasn't a true son of Mayday, he still has made a mark of his own, so that it didn't matter who the parent was. It's great that it's Mayday's son, but because Grand Champion Hunch, because Grand Champion Barracuda, because all the Luke Kane, as another example, they made a mark of their own. They show their bulldog status of their own. Then even if they weren't, even if they weren't sons of Mayday, they are great athletes themselves, and they were definitely studs to begin with, regardless of who their father was supposed to be. Okay, that is the gist of the video I made about Hunch. I didn't say that Hunch was definitely not a son of Mayday. There's others that I question, that are being sold by the Golden Doofus. and being bought by naive people, bought by people that are just in the dogs for selling pups, and that's they're marking the dogs, is selling pups, and doing some shows, some confirmation shows, and I mean that's good. I mean, doing confirmation shows, that's an activity, so good for you. But still you're not a dog man just because of that. You're not a dog man because of selling dogs. You're not a dog man because you bought a dog that did something. You're not a dog man because of that. You're just a person that sells dogs. Simple as that. And but if you know that, for example, who I'm not going to mention dog name, but if those frozen semen, you have to be very careful because again, Mayday was not DNA profile, so you cannot know just from people's words who were the real sons of Mayday. So when I go back and say, if you don't know, you have to trust the source. You have to trust the person that's selling you this. If they don't have a history in the American people territory, they don't have a bone in this, don't trust them. Go buy something else. Go buy, because it's not going to be cheap. They're going to try to sell it to you. And these people that are buying the semen, they're not going to be selling you direct sons of whatever semen they got. Like basically, if for example, someone bought frozen semen from, I'm going to create a name. Dondo, okay? Dondo is bought a semen from Dondo, and supposedly Dondo is a son of Mayday. The individual isn't going to use that semen and sell the puppies of that, breeding. He's going to sell you grandkids of that semen, of that, so that way you have Mayday right in the fourth generation. Yeah. But here again, you're forgetting that it's questionable that you're going to have a true grandson of or great grandson of Mayday. It's BS. Don't believe the hype. And again, just buy from reputable breeders, from breeders that have been in the dogs for decades, from breeders that have dogs are recognized by specific dogs, and those dogs made a mark of their own. Listen to those, and make sure it's not merits that the same person is telling you. People are gifting themselves merits, or creating merits and making them their own, or faking merits. Like some people say, Chico. 1 + 1 is 2, not 5. Some people are just, they're just dumb, and they try to be intelligent. But anyway, so just guys, I never said that Hunch was not a son of Mayday. I used that as saying, even if a Hunch, if a Barracuda was not a son of Mayday, it's okay, because they're made of But I didn't say that they weren't a son of Mayday. Anyway, I'm going to go find out what the hell that was over there and find out. Anyway, this is Tony Montana. Until next time.